Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 7 of the Lsem Cup. I'm SSR Mayhem, bringing you tonight's live action here in the B-Main. As this week's events feature the track boys cars at Lime Rock. So far, over 20 drivers have qualified for this week's race. Once again, seems to be maybe scaring a few people off, but nonetheless, MG Love Hayes is back with us for his second appearance in the Cup events. We also got Lsem the Beller, Lucas McNeese, and Lsem Drago back as well, as they'll battle it out here in the B-Main, entering for tomorrow's race. And there is three other drivers also who have yet to make tonight's events, so there might be another driver or two. And right now they're just in the middle of practicing, so once they are done with practice, we'll be underway with the races, and we'll get everything set up and ready to go. And if you're with me here, you can always talk to me. I have my chat box up down below, so I can see and talk to all of you as I am soloing it once again tonight. So, you are more than welcome to talk to me throughout tonight's race, as this features a 25-lap race around Lime Rock here in the B-Main. So, like I said, let's be on this practice run here. We will be going green to the race itself. Most of the field this week has selected the Lotus 340R, as MG Love Hayes is the only driver that is in the field here tonight. Is not in the Lotus. He is the only driver also in qualifying that is in the 2013 Donker Vert D8 GTO, and I could be wrong when I said that, but hopefully I'm not. But he is the only oddball out of the entire field. That includes all A-Main drivers and anybody else who is not here with us in the B-Mains are here for tonight's B-Main action. The field looks like this to start for tonight's race, as Hades gives a little nudge to Lucas McNeese there, but this is practice. Hades will be on the pole here tonight. Right alongside him is Lucas McNeese. Third and fourth will be Drago and Butler. Anybody else will be in the back of the field, so that is the lineup for tonight's B-Main race. Alright. So we're going to get to that new lobby that we always like to talk about, just to clear the field up from any possible glitches. As they all come along. So it looks like tonight we will only have these 4 out of the 7 drivers that were supposed to meet the card here tonight. So all 4 of these drivers will make the aiming unless somebody here at the last second gets in. And we got one of the drivers in here. Peller, what's up? And I'll be the pace car to start tonight's events. Right now, we're just waiting for these guys to get it going. If you're just tuning in with us, this is week 7 of the Lsem Cup. This is the B main, as 7 drivers are supposed to make tonight's race, but right now it's only 4, so if everything holds true, these guys will all be advancing to tomorrow night's big race. Give me 1 moment, please. Okay, and we're back here. So, we just got done with the driver's meeting and make sure all the rules and regulations go over. We're having difficulty getting somebody into the party, but we got it all settled up and ready to go, so we're back to what we were doing. This is a 25-lap race. Just think we'll have about 16 of these on the track tomorrow. now we're going to go into pit road to make sure that the pit glitch is not there, to make sure everybody's good to go. Once we know that everybody's good to go, we'll go green next time around. We will actually back out before the start of this race again, so that way we can get to our spectate mode and be able to watch the race. So far, it looks like everybody went through pretty good. And the pace car is off the track. Yes, I'm doing some double duty here tonight. Being the pace car and spectating. So, if you're just tuning in with us, this is the week 7 of the Lsem Cup. Right now, we're on our pace lap before the race begins of a 25-lap race. This is the Track Toys series this weekend as we race at Lime Rock. Tonight was 7 drivers, only 4 now, so the B main is a small field, but tomorrow night will be a 16-car field as we'll watch 16 guys battle and ladies battle it out here at Lime Rock. So really fun series to see as that pretty much the entire field took the Lotus R340 and the man on pole is the only one that picked something that wasn't the same in the GTO. If you're with me, I have my chat box up as well, so you can communicate with me throughout the race, as I am going to be broadcasting all alone here. So feel free to talk. Now we'll pull off to the side, and we'll get to the race. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, week 7 of the Lsem Cup B main is underway here as Love Hades is on the pole. Here we go, green flag. And Love Hades goes to the outside of turn 1. This is one of the most hardest cars to drive, and he's showing it right now as he's going all over the track as Lsem the Butler looking to take the lead from him right now. So nice little battle for the lead as Butler goes down low and takes over the #1 position from Hades, as so does looks like McMees now trying to get around him as well. McMees has to cut through the grass. MG Love Hades goes out wide. There goes Drago to the outside. So far, the Butler, Lucas McMees, have passed on the first one. This is an actual race. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know you're down there. Yes, this is week 7 of the Lsem Cup. The Lsem Cup is a 39-week race season. This is the B main, A main. If you have actually never followed us this year, what happens is all the drivers qualify during the week, and pretty much they get into certain mains. So you get decided on the top 12 advance to the A main in qualifying, which means the rest of the field. So if we have over 30 cars, there's a C and a B main. And these races, the top 2 from the C advance to the B main, and the top 4 from the B main advance to the A main. Tonight's race was supposed to feature 7 drivers. Unfortunately, we are at a 4-car field here tonight, so these 4 drivers will automatically advance, but they are racing their race, because we do run the race regardless. Tomorrow night will be a 16-car field, so tomorrow night's A main race is what these guys are going to race to get in, but now since there's only 4 of them, they will all be getting into this race tonight, or tomorrow night, so that is what that is. If you have any other questions of the Lsem Cup, feel free to ask questions down in the chat box if you're watching in, as right now we are watching the B main here in week 7, as it looks like Drago now getting around MG Love Hades here, the battle for 3rd. And as you see here, the D8 GTO this is the only driver that selected this car. Everybody else took the Lotus R340. So he is carrying a heavy load with this car because it's very fast on the straights, but very difficult to do into the turns. So it'll be interesting to see how he holds up with this car throughout the entire race. It is a 2-lap pit lap race. So excuse me on the little buffering here tonight, as I'm the only announcer for this race. Wasn't able to pull in any of the other guys that have been part of it this year, but tomorrow night we should have another announcer with us. So it's always nice to have you guys down in the comment section talking with me. I know we started that feature last week. Also, if this is your first time watching the Lsem Cup, we have a YouTube channel which is being recorded as we speak at Mayhem's Endurance Association. Mayhem spelled the same way as SSR Mayhem. That is M3 lowercase YH 3 capital M. And then Endurance Association. You can also find us on Twitter at MEA, which is the same thing as the YouTube channel, and on Facebook, on the Facebook page, which is Mayhem's Endurance Association. Right now, we'll pull up the map to see how far apart everybody is, and right now, Lsem Butler way up into the lead right now, as it looks like Drago in the 3rd position will be catching up to Lucas McMees here. Lucas McMees back in action after last week. He wasn't able to advance. I believe he wasn't actually able to race last week, so it's nice to see Lucas McMees back here this week as he's trying to find a better position for himself into the race. And we will probably see a battle between Lsem Drago and Lucas McMees somewhere in this race, as Drago has shown a little bit more speed in this car. Lucas McMees is showing that he is more than capable of driving in this car. It was actually very good in practice. Missed qualifying, so he had to start in the B main here tonight. We'll go up to the leader. Well, that might ruin Lsem the Butler. On Team Sky, if you would like to know the point standings, I can pull them up here momentarily. The Lsem Cup is a 39-race season. If you're also tuning in, and actually I'll have to get that information to you guys really soon, but I can tell you the top 2 in points, which is Team Badgesville, which is Lsem Shadow and Lsem Lawrence, who actually are on a 6-winning streak, as they are missing this week's event. So tomorrow night they will not get to carry on the streak, as we will have a new winner in the Lsem Cup this season. In 2nd place in points is Lsem Zombie. He is a privateer. He is not on a team. He is one of 2 privateers in the top 10 in points, other than O2 Medic, now known as SSR Ineffable, who is currently sitting in the 8th spot in points. And NG Love Hades connects with the Butler, and that should bring out the caution here at Lime Rock. So, unfortunate circumstances, as MG Love Hades wasn't able to get out of the way. This will bring the caution and bring the field back together here at Lime Rock. So, this changes everything, as 2 pit stops are on the call for tonight's race. So, we should be seeing the first pit stops here tonight, as the caution is out. So, MG Love Hades, who's now back on the lead lap, will try to catch up to the field. The rule is that the field comes back together before making a pit, unless they possibly agree on it. So they will probably wait for Hades to get back around before they make that pit stop. And I'd like to say thanks for being with us here, One Pede Man, as I believe this is my first time ever seeing you on the chat. So nice to see you, and these guys will take another lap around before making the pit stops. What do you mean by that question, One Pede Man? I'm trying to understand what you mean by restarts with that. You mean like the whole series? Well, if you're asking that, oh yeah, it's just like NASCAR. That's kind of how the view is. But this should be they should be slowing down here, as I think they're just speeding up so they can get to their pit faster. So we will be seeing the first pit stops of the race, as they're still waiting on Love Hades. But like I was saying, One Peterman, how the series works is some of these races do have cautions, some of these races don't. This week is a caution or safety car race, so yes, it's just like a NASCAR style pit stops and whatnot, as it looks like Lucas McMees is having problems getting his car going here. And then some weeks we just go green to checkered. The first few races of the season were green to checkered. We didn't have our first caution safety car race till about week 4. But this week is a safety car ruled race. So, alright, the field's back together. So now they'll be making their first pit stops of the race, ladies and gentlemen, here in the B main of the Lsem Cup. And remember, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, will be the A main event of the Lsem Cup in week 7. And that is also a 1 a.m. race in the UK for the UK drivers. So here we go. We're going to find out who's going to be making their first pit stops of the race. And it looks like Butler with a little nudge there on the pit stop. So they're all making their pit stops here in this caution. So their first pit stops will be out of the way here, as they are now on lap 10 and will restart on lap 11. So could this shake things up? We'll be finding out momentarily. Lucas McMees looking to get his first victory of the season, as alright, so we'll be going back green here momentarily. If you're just tuning in, this is week 7 of the Lsem Cup, the B main here tonight. 7 cars were supposed to run here tonight, only 4 have made it, so these 4 drivers will advance to tomorrow night's A main event. If you're just tuning in and you want to get in touch with me, I am broadcasting alone here tonight, so communication with you guys would be fantastic. It looks like Butler is going to go to the back of the field to start the restart, not sure why, but go ahead, leave some messages down in the chat box. I have my chat box up there down below, so you can communicate with me. So it's always nice to have you guys on board as we started this last week to interact with you guys. So here we go. Looks like Lsem the Butler decided to make it a little interesting. Not sure what he's doing, as Ford's just giving us a little buffer here, so just give that a minute. Alright, and we'll pull the map up. And it looks like Butler had to drop out of the race. Not sure what happened to Butler, so Butler with the DNF, so that leaves 3 cars onto the track now as Love Hades is off the track going into turn number 1. Now we have McMees as the new race leader, so Lsem Drago now looking to battle Lucas McMees for the first position now here on lap number 12 of 25. And Lucas McMees goes off the track. That gives Lsem Drago the lead. When we pull up the map once again, you can see, and Lucas McMees, it looks like Lucas McMees went off the track again, and that gives Love Hades the second position now. So Love Hades showing some new life here, as he's been battling all week, for the past few weeks actually. He has made qualifying ever since his debut in week number 5 at Sebring Short, where we featured the classic street muscle cars in that race, and he, in about a 8 to 10 car field, he was leading that race. Actually went off the track in the second turn, never seemed to recover. He ended up being 5 laps down that race, but he's back with us once again. He's off the track, so hopefully he can get that car in hands. And Lucas McMees now in pit road once again. Looks like he had some damage hitting the car. And this is a simulated race as well, ladies and gentlemen. So these cars can get damaged if they get into accidents. That's part of the field. So right now, if you just look on the map, we'll leave the map up for the rest of the race, or unless we start getting into some battles here. But you just see how spread out they are right now. And with about 10 laps to go here, well, not yet, I'm sorry, about 13 laps to go here. It looks like a pretty spread out field unless we get another caution, but tomorrow night's race is really exciting. There's a lot of really fast drivers. If I would just tell you something right now, Lsem Lawrence, who had the quickest time of the 49.6, will not be able to race tomorrow night. So Team Badger will not be looking for their 7th straight win of the season, as 3 wins by Shadow, 3 wins by Lawrence. This season has been able to dominate so far in the Lsem Cup. So we will have a new winner this weekend, and it's really exciting to see, as I know a lot of the drivers are ready to go, and some of them are really bummed out that they will not be getting the race with Shadow or Lawrence this week, but it is what it is, and you get what you got. So, but going back to what we're saying here, PPS Proud with the second quick time of 49.910. Third was, I believe, now if I look correctly here, would be Lsem Zombie with a 49.912, so that's 2, that's not even a tenth off of each other, so that's really close. And then fourth would be SSR Bobbers with a 49.931. So you look at those top 4, those are the only 4 with the 49 sec times here, which could be make the race very interesting. But you never know, as the field gets reverse grid, simulated damage will be on. It could be a very, very interesting race tomorrow night. But right now, Lucas McMees is gaining a lot of ground on the second place driver, which is MG Love Hades. Lucas McMees has already taken his 2 pit stops, so he does not have to make another pit stop if he doesn't have to the rest of the way out now. So right now, Drago and MG Love Hades have 1 more pit stop to make. And Love Hades really trying to hold on to that car. Not a very easy car to drive in the turns and whatnot. It's very good on the straights, but very difficult when it comes to turning. The nice thing about Lime Rock is it's only got a few turns, but if you hit it right, if you see how much he's braking, they're just going into turn 1. It's a little bit wide, but that's actually one of the best turns we've seen him do all week long. It seems like turn 1's been his Achilles heel, and not too far behind him, we have, and I'm going to try to pull up the rear-facing camera here. You see Lucas McMees into the screen now, as we'll pull off the map. So Lucas McMees right behind MG Love Hades now, as he's gaining a lot of ground as Hades hits the wall. And here comes Lucas McMees. So Lucas McMees now, look at him, he's going to make that run on the outside. He's just not going to have enough now because Love Hades has that nice big run on that car on the straights. Love Hayes now just trying to stay in front of him, maybe going to pull a block on him. Not too far behind these two though is the leader of Lsem Drago. There goes Hades off the track. He comes back on, somehow stays in front. And if you're just tuning in, this is week 7 of the Lsem Cup. 2 drivers now battling out here in the B main for second place with MG Love Hayes back in action this week, as Lucas McMees challenging him for the second position, and not too far behind them is a chance to get lapped as Lsem Drago, now the leader, has caught up to these 2 drivers. Lucas McMees goes off to the track, hits the wall, and that's not the place where you want to try to be making moves. It's not the easiest part to pass on. You figure maybe just stay single file coming out of that turn, try to get him on the straightaway, but McMees had different ideas. As Love Hades now goes way off the track. There goes Drago underneath him, as Love Hades now has to follow suit, so now everybody's lap down. And there was supposed to be 7 drivers here tonight. Also, if you're just tuning in, as I see other faces joining in to the chat room, I do have my chat box up, so you are more than welcome to communicate with me throughout the rest of this race. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to know, please comment down below. Interact with me. There's only about 8 laps to go here, but more than welcome to chat with us as we will get things going here. If you are new to the Lsem Cup, this is a all type of division series. So basically, as it looks like Lucas McMee's actually passed Hades now. So Hades back in 3rd. So Lucas McMee's moved up a position, but they are still both a lap down. But if you are just new to the Lsem Cup, the first week, if you'd like to know, we ran A-Class 700 cars. That was at the Bernese Alps. It was Corvette's only race, so there's only certain cars that they could have used for that race. Lsem Shadow dominated that race and picked up the victory. Week number 2 was one of the most exciting races so far this season at Prague. Within the GT cars, a lot of Vipers were out on that track, a lot of really good passes, a lot of really good battles, and a late pass to take over 2nd position with AMR Rufus making a last-minute dodge to the outside of FTR Serby. And that was a really thrilling race. Week 3, we did the P2 cars at Road Atlanta, which was another exciting race, as that was the week of Lawrence, who, for Team Badgersteel, would pick up his first victory of the season, as Lsem Shadows took 1 and 2. Week 4 was Maple Valley in the Forza Group Rally cars, and that was another very exciting race. Very difficult cars to drive, but Lsem Lawrence would pick up the victory in that race with a late battle between him and Lsem Marky QC, who we haven't seen in the past couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll see Marky QC back next week. Week number 5 was Sebring Short at Sebring Short in the Classic Street Muscle Cars. That was another pretty exciting race as the drivers were battling it out, and Lsem Shadow would dominate the rest of that race. PBS Proud not too far behind him, 1 and 2, and Zombie as well. Also, last week was week number 6 of the Lsem Cup, and welcome, Jester. Glad to see you're here. It's not just a drifting game, it is a racing game. This is the Lsem Cup. This is a series, a league that also anybody can join. The Lsem Cup is open entry, so anytime of the season people are more than welcome to join the series. You just get a hold of me, SSR Mayhem 724, Mayhem spelled capital M, 3 lowercase YH, 3 capital M 724 with the SSR in front of it. But last week we had our races, and it's funny that I can't actually remember that race. But Lsem Lawrence, oh, that was the F1 cars at Spa. And this week is the track toys here at Lime Rock. And next week, I actually don't have it off the top of my head, but the next 3 races are very thrilling. We have a NASCAR race in week number 10 at Indianapolis Speedway, which a lot of the drivers are really excited about. And then the other 2 races before that are also very thrilling as well. But to answer that question, 1P Man, this is an all type of division series. It's supposed to challenge the drivers to do things that they're not used to doing. So it just comes down to the driver and the car. But it's a very thrilling series. We've had a lot of very good races this season, a lot of exciting moments. Started with 50 drivers. We've been getting consistent 25 to 30 drivers in qualifying. This week only 20 has showed up because not many people like the cars that were picked for this race, but that's what it is. So you get what you get dealt. But it's a very exciting series, and hopefully you'll stay with us throughout the rest of the season, and maybe you'll join us one of these days as well. But with 3 laps to go here, it looks like Lsem Drago will end up picking up the victory here unless something catastrophically happens. He is 1 lap ahead of the entire field right now, so it doesn't look like anything's going to stop Drago from advancing. If you go to Facebook, you look up Mayhem's Endurance Association, Mayhem spelled with M3, lowercase YH, 3, capital M, 724. Endurance Series. Actually, don't do the 724, it's just Mayhem's Endurance Series, also known as MEA. We have other series that are coming out. We have the GT Championship Series that are currently with sign-ups. We also have the we have a car show coming up. We're actually featuring Dream Cars as the title of that event. That ends on the 29th for signups as well. The winner gets a Ford GT car. So basically we'll buy a bunch of cars you don't want. That way you have the credits to buy the Ford GT. So that's the top prize for the car show. Alright, glad to have you like the page. Like again, once I said, on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, all you have to look up is Mayhem's Endurance Association, as Lsem Drago looking to put another laugh on Love Hades. But all you have to do is look up Mayhem's Endurance Association. You should be able to find all three of those on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you guys, I know one paid man, you got it. Jester, if you need any help, let me know. I can throw it out there again. But once again, this is the 39-week race season. After every 5 weeks, we take a week off, give the drivers a little bit of a break. As there's 2 laps to go, Love Hades off the track once again. And again, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 1 a.m. UK time, is the A-main of Week 7 of the Lsem Cup in these cars. It's we a 16-car field. Obviously, tonight we only had 4 cars start from the get-go, and all 4 of these drivers will advance to tomorrow night's races. The top 4 from the B-main always advance to the A. So looking very forward to tomorrow night's races. Tomorrow night's race should have a lot of action, a lot of very good cars showing up, as Drago now making his final pit stop of the race. So I believe Love Hades has to make one more pit stop as well. Not positive, I didn't see him go in the pit road yet. Lucas McMee's back in action this week, as he did not make qualifying, was able to make the B main. And how that works is qualifying is during the week. So people get told ahead of time what cars are next, the track, they get the cars prepped and ready to go to regulation, which our regulations are very strict. We have qualifying Monday through Wednesday. You get put into a list in order from the fastest to the slower times. If you don't make top 12, you run through the C and the B main. We haven't had a C main in a couple weeks now because we haven't had enough drivers to have to run a C main. So been doing a lot of B mains for the past 2 weeks. But like I said, once again, Lsem Cup is open as Lucas McBees goes to the inside of Love Hades here with 1 lap to go now. And I'm not positive if Love Hades ever made that second pit stop. It looks like he did, according to the game. So Love Hades will end up finishing 3rd for this race, as Lucas McBees is still trying to get around the lap car. But Drago will pick up the victory here in Week 7 of the B main in the Lsem Cup, as he will look to make it another one tomorrow night here in the A main. So congratulations to Lsem Drago on his victory here in the B main tonight. Normally Drago has a hard time getting his audio set up, so we will try to get him into the party. And maybe get an interview with him. If not, we'll definitely be having our interviews tomorrow night as well, like we normally do. And once again, this series is so broad, so wide, so many things can happen, as Lucas McMees now goes over the line to finish his race. So we're waiting for Love Hades, who actually got DNF. So no, Love Hades did not make his final pit stop, so he will not, the game will not give him a final. So he will be DNF'd as he missed his second pit stop. Very unfortunate. But we'll still advance to tomorrow night's race, as 4 cars did show up here tonight, so those 4 drivers will advance. And we'll try to get some Lsem Drago in here. We'll try to get Love Hades in here. Lucas McMees normally doesn't have a mic, so I'll talk to Lucas McMees. Maybe we'll get him in here as well. Well, I can get him in here if the game would let me invite him. So we'll see if we get these guys in here and have some interviews. momentarily. Lsem Drago's with us here. Drago. He's still connecting in. Hey Drago, I'm gonna do an interview, but I need you to do me something because you never have your audio on. I know you think you do, but you don't. So hit the center button on your controller. Go to your party. Okay. Go to your party, and then there should be a little square box at the top where it says when you hit that button to include your audio. There we go, we got Love Hazen. Alright, well while you do that, Drago, I'm going to talk to Lucas McMees. Lucas McMees, on the second place finish here of the Lsem Cup Week 7 B main. I know it wasn't a big field here tonight, and I'm going to talk for you because I know you don't have a mic, so go ahead and talk through the chat. But congratulations on the second place finish. I know it's not the way you wanted to get it with the small field, you know, with 4 drivers as Butler had to drop out, but you got to be happy with the car. It looked like you're pretty comfortable, not having a lot of practice in the car this week, so just take me through what your thoughts were on the race, and what do you expect going into tomorrow night's A-main race. Center button, go to your party, and include your audio so the fans can hear you talk when we get to your interviews as well. But go ahead and walk us through your race, Lucas McMees, while these other 2 guys get themselves set up. And just for everybody that knows, Lucas McMees doesn't have a mic, so we got to give him a minute to write out his stuff. He says it was a tune. He says the tune was great. The car felt great. So probably going into tomorrow. So Lucas, you gotta feel good going into tomorrow night's race. I believe it's your first time being in the A main after week 1. I believe you haven't been back in the A main since week 1, so you gotta be pretty happy going into tomorrow night's race. Or actually, in your time, it's morning, so actually a 12-hour difference. It would be morning for you, but you gotta be happy to make it back into the A main. Very happy, and he's very happy. So congratulations to you, Lucas McMees, on your second place finish here tonight, and hopefully you do very well tomorrow night as well. So congratulations. Love Hayes, did you happen to get that fixed? Alright, so welcome. Hopefully you did, and everybody that is watching can hear you, but congratulations on a third place finish. I know that's not the way you want to get into the top 3 of a small field. I'm sure it's not the way anybody wants to get into the top 5, but you know, you got what you got. There's supposed to be 7 cars here tonight, but you were one of the 4 that showed up, so all of you guys will be advancing. And Love Hades, this is your second week in the Lsem Cup. We got you back at week 5. Very disappointing results for you back at that week, but I know you've been looking forward to bounce back. Just take me through tonight's race. I know that car is really difficult to drive, but it seems like you're starting to get the hang of it a little bit. Just got to get the kinks in. And could you take us through that one more time again? I actually didn't have the audio on for you to be heard, so go ahead and take us through that one more time. I'm sorry about that. So going into tomorrow and everything. And you know, you gotta be happy making the A main. You know, I know it's your second week here, week 7 of the Lsem Cup, but to be able to race with the top guys in the league, it's gotta be a good experience for you going forward. And any experience is good going forward, but I would assume that you're pretty excited to race with the top drivers tomorrow night.
Yes, I'm very excited. Help me out and stuff, but yeah, better.
So congratulations on your third place finish here tonight. Hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow night. I know you're looking forward to that. Maybe put on a show. You never know. So congratulations on third place finish. And the man of the hour, Lsem Drago, with the #1 spot here today, as he will pick up his victory in the B main. As Drago, it just seems like again and again and again, qualifying comes through. It doesn't seem like it ever goes your way. You're always trying to battle your way up through the B main, but once you make that, make it through the B main, you do pretty strongly in the A main. I gotta ask, do you enjoy having to race through the B main to get to the A main? Does that seem to help you going forward, or would you rather start making it to the A main so you don't have to worry about having to race your way into it?
Well, first of all, congratulations to these guys who went in tonight. It's a good run for all of us. I enjoyed being here with them, and I look forward to being with them tomorrow, and certainly with the drivers tomorrow. As far as racing the B mains for me I treat it kind of like a practice run, a practice race. So it does help me. It really does. I prefer to make the A main. One second. By the way, just on a side note, got logged out. I know that he was ready to run tonight. His initial practice run looked real well. I think he would have done really well as well. It would have been a tough competition if Butler had been there as well. So it's too bad that he didn't make it. I think that it would have been still a very good race.
Well, you got to think about it. Butler's one of those guys that doesn't like to miss any of his races. Being in Australia, he says that the connections there are a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit more laggy, but we'll be seeing him tomorrow night anyway, so hopefully he does well. But going back to what I was saying, Drago, we were asking Cody Pennant, and I know he wasn't here tonight. He's in the A main tomorrow night. We asked him weeks and weeks and weeks ago how he felt having to race through to get to the A main. So there was time. I think there's a week which we haven't had a C main in a couple of weeks, but he told us, honestly, going through those mains to try to get to the A main it actually benefits him, and I feel like that's the same way with you. We were having some technical difficulties when I asked you that question, how to fix the broadcast, but I feel as if for some of these drivers, like O2 Medic, who made it to the A main this week, it's very beneficial going forward, especially when you race your way in.
Yes, that's exactly right, and it has a lot of truth to it. I think that a whole lot of drivers would probably agree with that to some degree. There's some really good drivers, certainly SSR drivers. There's a really good bunch of drivers, and I wonder if in reality an extra run, an extra race doesn't help everybody. To some extent, I imagine they would agree.
Yeah, there's some people benefit from it, some people absolutely hate it, but I feel like you're one of those guys that definitely doesn't back down from the challenge, and then I feel like it does help you, because honestly, Drago, for the whole season so far, we've watched you fight your way in, and you've been fighting and fighting and fighting just to be a part of the A main, just to be able to get into the top 4 through the B main. Sometimes you had to run through the C main early in the season. But it seems like once you get there, Drago, it seems like you're a completely different driver from a C and a B main to the A main. It seems like you're one of the top drivers in the A main because you can run a very consistent race, and we've seen that over the past few weeks. And last week was one of those races for you where you were consistent enough to be in the top 5 in other weeks prior as well. It seems like you're more dialed in once you make that race, and it seems like you're more pushing to get there. So I gotta think that tomorrow night I gotta think tomorrow night you're gonna be just as well, better than you were tonight.
I think that, the way it helps me is that I was running my lines today. I was solidifying my lines. Tomorrow's going to be a full field, and it's going to be a lot of exciting racing. There's a lot of very good drivers out there. So tonight, and certainly in the past, has been where I solidify my lines, I solidify my passing lanes, and it definitely helps me. So I'm hoping that I can keep up with those guys, and I can finish. That's the ultimate goal.
Well, and that's what it's all about. So congratulations on your win here tonight. Thank you all who are watching tonight's race, as this is week 7 of the Lsem Cup. This was the B main, as Lsem Drago stole the show after Butler, with the disconnection throughout the race, suffered it. Drago ended up lapping the entire field, and Lucas McBees picked up the second spot, while MG Love Hayes took third. So once again, congratulations to Lsem Butler on his victory, and thank you all for watching here tonight, as tomorrow night, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we will be running the A main at those ones. So hopefully you all who are here tonight can follow us tomorrow as well. And from the broadcasters to the drivers, thank you all and have a phenomenal night.
Good night. Good job, man.